Garrigan picking up 2 wins to start it up again after Christmas break versus North Iowa. We look to a huge slate of games this week with 3, starting with the games versus Forest City this Tuesday. Welcome back to BG Game Preview. I'm your host, Lucy Eisenbarth, and this week, Garrigan's going to have a lot of games. We're going to go through all of them. We're going to break them down, starting with Forest City. I'm going to do a new style of content where I only do predictions when they come out so that I can do shorter videos, and it saves me a lot of time from editing them all in one night. Editing 30-minute long videos is not very fun. It's not very fun to watch a 30-minute long video either. We're going to get right into it, but first, make sure to like, subscribe, go comment down below your predictions if you have any, and if you agree with mine. Go follow my Instagram at BG Game Preview. I post a lot of stuff on there. I always do updates on former Garrigan athletes that are in college athletics now. I'm always posting stats for Garrigan, and there's a lot of other content that is on Instagram that isn't on YouTube. You'll also never miss another upload as I do a post every single time I upload. Without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Before we head to the Forest City game, we're going to do a recap rewind of both our boys and girls' games versus North Iowa. Both these games were won in a dominantly fashion. We're going to break down some stat lines from these games. To start, we are going to look at the girls' 84-22 victory versus North Iowa. Garrigan came out of this game swinging like they usually do, going up 23-5 after the first quarter, and then going up 48-11 at halftime. Looking at some of the stats for this game, for Garrigan, leader in points was junior Gracelyn Eastman with 17, going 8 from 10 from the field and 1 from 2 from the free throw line. Second in points is sophomore Addie Ferris with 15, and rounding out the list is Seisha Alish, a senior, with 13. Leader in rebounds is Gracelyn Eastman yet again, with 6 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 4 steals. Second on the list is sophomore Madeline Tickets with 5 rebounds and 1 block, and rounding out this list is Carlin Nielsen, a senior, with 4 rebounds and 1 steal, in addition to 1 block. Leader in assists in this game was senior Seisha Alish with 5 assists to 0 turnovers, for an infinite assist-to-turnover ratio. Next on the list is senior Emmy Bartolo with 5 assists to 1 turnover, and rounding out the list is Addie Ferris, again, with 2 assists to 1 turnover. Leader in points for North Iowa was junior Bella Langfield with 8, going 1 from 9 from the field and 6 from 8 from the line. Leader in rebounds is Emma Eichenberger, a junior, with 7 rebounds to 1 block. Leader in assists is Emma Eichenberger with 3 assists to 3 turnovers. Overall, just comparing overall stats, Garrigan really had North Iowa in this game, both in scoring and on defense. Garrigan forced a lot of turnovers in this game. North Iowa finishing with 28 turnovers on the night, compared to Garrigan's 4. Those turnovers for Garrigan came early in the game, and North Iowa wasn't really able to convert on them. There were a couple of possessions that did go back and forth, where one team would get a steal and then turn it right back over, which is what at least 50% of Garrigan's turnovers were, having only turned over the ball 4 times. This was a big dominant win for Garrigan in this game. 84-22 is kind of a crazy score, and is one that you don't see very much. They played really great defense. They were able to get easy fast break points, hit a lot of threes. I believe their field goal percentage was very, very good. Their field goal percentage was also great as well. Really just a good game from Garrigan. This will move them to 7-1, walking into Forest City's gym tomorrow night. Next, we're going to recap the boys' 88-39 victory versus North Iowa. Garrigan came out in this game hot yet again, going up 21-4 after the first quarter and going up 47-13 at halftime. Looking over at the stats for your guys, Amari Thomas, a senior, leading the team with 25 points, going 9 for 14 from the field and 7 from 10 from the line. Junior Michael Joyce having 17 points, going 6 from 15 from the field, 4 from 8 from 3, and 1 from 2 from the line. And rounding out the list is senior Tate Furch with 12 points, going 5 from 7 from the field, and 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. Leader in rebounds was Amari Thomas with 18 rebounds and 2 steals. Next on the list was freshman Jack Muller with 9 rebounds and 1 steal. And rounding out the list is Tate Furch with 5 rebounds and 1 steal. Leader in assists was senior Carter Schwab with 10 assists to 1 turnover. Next on the list is Michael Joyce with 7 assists to 0 turnovers. And rounding out the list is Amari Thomas with 3 assists to 2 turnovers. Comparing this to North Iowa, their leader in points was Carter Coppin, a junior with 12 points, going 5 for 10 from the field and 2 for 2 from the line. Leader in rebounds was Kevin Hagan, a junior, with 9 rebounds and 2 steals. And their leader in assists was Eli Hoffman, a freshman, with 2 assists to 2 turnovers. Overall, very similar to the girls' game. They came out in the first quarter really just swinging. They played some great defense. They were able to rebound really well, and they out-rebounded North Iowa very efficiently. They were able to force a lot of turnovers, which gave them some points. They were able to hit threes, and they were able overall just to be very efficient in this game. They also moved Garrigan to 6-1 on the season and knock North Iowa to 1-5. Now, let's go look at some stat lines for this game at Forest City tomorrow night. Disclaimer, this may be uploaded day of the game, so if I say tomorrow night, I do mean tonight. It really just depends when I get this all uploaded and published. Starting with your Garrigan Bears, we're going to be looking at their conference matchup versus number 7th ranked Forest City. Forest City's ranked number 7th in 3A, and they're 7-1 so far this season walking into this game. That one loss being to Des Moines Christian, who is a very highly ranked 3A school. This came at the Hardwood Classic the same day that Garrigan played the Valley Tigers. Looking at their leaders in stats on the season, Hayden Brown, a senior, leads the Indians, averaging 13 points per game, shooting 45.8% from the field and 34.6% from 3. Leader in rebounds is Jenna Dante, a senior, averaging 7.5 rebounds per game. Leader in assists for the Indians is Lexi Eisenbarth, a senior, with 4.1 assists to 1.2 turnovers. She has a 3.3 assist to turnover ratio so far this year. Overall, looking at efficiency from the paint and in the field in general, Garrigan outweighs Forest City with a 46.9% field goal percentage to their 44.4%. Forest City has a slight edge on Garrigan with their 34.5% three-point percentage compared to Garrigan's 32.4%, and most of the stats are very close. They're very similar in a lot of these senses, which I am noticing more and more. Something I also notice with Forest City is that their stat leaders are all very close. You have 2 girls averaging 13 points per game, one shooting better from the field than the other, and one shooting better than 3 from the other. Lexi Eisbrand is second in points with 13 points per game, shooting 53% from the field and 46.4% from 3. The second in rebounds is 6.1, only 1.4 behind the leader for them this year. Assists is also very similar. It seems to be a very well spread out team, a very efficient team, and a really, really good team on paper. They seem to turn over the ball more than Garrigan only having 92 turnovers so far on the year compared to Forest City's 123. That is something that Garrigan does do very well, as they have very efficient ball movement without turning it over. That is something that they aren't praised enough on, and they do deserve a lot of respect for their very efficient ball movement, because it gets them buckets on the outside, on the three-point line. It can get them mid-rangers, really easy layups, and it can also give you some easy points in the paint with Gracelyn Eastman. It's a key part of Garrigan's game that I don't think a lot of people talk about enough. Garrigan does block and steal the ball more, as I'm seeing. From a stat line side of things, Garrigan having 41 blocks on the season, comparing that to Forest City's 20, and having 190 steals compared to Forest City's 140. I think if Garrigan is able to force those turnovers in this game with steals and blocks, and overall just take a lot of chances away from Forest City, whether that be with shooting, with fast breaks, whatever it may be, Garrigan needs to take all the opportunities they can away from Forest City. I think that Garrigan's offense will be very efficient in this game. I think their defense will be one of the tougher ones that Garrigan has faced this season and will face all year. Forest City's a very well-coached team as well. They're very efficient, and they did make the well last year, I do believe. Rebounding is going to be a key factor for Garrigan in this game. They're going to have to out-rebound Forest City, and they're going to really need to be locked in on that aspect. Forest City, their main key to the game will be stopping Garrigan's ball movement and stopping some of their efficiency. I think that Forest City will be able to slip away in this game if they can make Garrigan turn over the ball more than they usually do, or if they can kind of slow their momentum with fast breaks and getting turnovers. They have to be very clean when passing the ball, as yes, Garrigan's defense is very relentless, very good, and it is very good at forcing turnovers. They overall just need to slow Garrigan down if they want to have a shot in this game. It's going to be a very tight game. However, I do think that Garrigan is going to slip away in this one. This will be the closest game all season other than the Valley game. I do think that it will be, in the end, one of the closer games all year. It is going to be a very, very fun one at Forest City tomorrow. It's going to be a 5 to 7 point game either way. Similar to the Valley game, I think that defense will play a part in this and it will affect some scoring. And I also do think that some of the offensive signs will show. There's no really happy medium. It will be either really, really defensive or really, really offensive. In this case, I think Garrigan's defense right now, forcing the turnovers that they are, and I think Forest City will try to limit Garrigan a lot. I think that this will be more of a defensive aspected game. However, I do think Garrigan's defense will come out on top. I think that they'll be able to force the turnovers that they need to. For my final score prediction, give me your Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears 60-56. It will be in that range of 5 to 7 points, maybe 9 if they have to foul at the end and go to the free throw line, but I do believe that this will be a very, very close game, and I do think that it will be a very, very good one. I'm going to take your Garrigan Bears in the end to win this one, 60-54. If I did not say 62-54 in the other one, I probably said 62-56, which I meant to say 254, which would make it a 6-point game. Without further ado, we're going to look over to your Bishop Garrigan guys as they also play Forest City. The Forest City guys are not ranked going into this game, but are 5-0 so far on the season. Their wins come from Eagle Grove, a game at Garner Hayfield Ventura, a game versus North Iowa, West Hancock, and Belmont Clemmy. Only one road game this year. They'll have another one at home versus Garrigan. Leader in points for the Indians is Creighton Worth, a junior, averaging 14.8 points per game, shooting 52% from the field and 55% from three. He also has an 100% free throw percentage. Leader in rebounds is Holden Reynolds, a junior, with 7 rebounds per game. Rounding out the stat leaders is Cooper Blazer, a junior, averaging 4.2 assists per game to 2.6 turnovers. Looking at overall team stats, they seem to be a very efficient team. 50% field goal percentage, 33.6 3-point percentage is very good. Garrigan seems to get more rebounds than them, and I do think that will be a key factor in this game. Not many people realize how much rebounds matter. There's been so many games before where the team with more rebounds wins. Rebounding gives you so many more opportunities, and Garrigan will need those opportunities if they want to win. They don't seem to turn the ball over that much, as they only have 67 turnovers so far on the year, compared to Garrigan's 100. Turnovers always have and always will be one of the key factors to the game. I think that Garrigan forcing them to turn the ball over more than usual will be a key factor to this game. Fast break points and overall just shooting in general, you really have to be on your game and you really have to get through the defense, get it down to Amari Thomas in the paint, or get some spacing on the three-point line and knock down some threes. Garrigan shooting will need to be on point and very efficient to get by their defense. Overall, I think this is going to be a very, very good game. Your Garrigan Bears did fall to number 7 ranked in 1A. And though Forest City is unranked, I do think that they are kind of an underrated team. I think that they're kind of a sleeper in the 3A class. They play a lot of great teams, and there's a lot of great teams in 3A, which leaves them kind of to be one of the more underrated ones. They're a very sleeper team, and I do think that they could come up and beat a lot of good teams, including Garrigan. This game is going to be close, and with it being at Forest City, they might have a slight edge in that aspect. I think it will be a very, very competitive game and a very good one. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to take Forest City in this game 58-54. I think, again, it will be a very defensive game, and there won't be a ton of scoring compared to what we've seen a lot from Garrigan, minus their game versus North Iowa. Usually, Garrigan keeps it in that 60 to 70 range, but I do think that this will be below average in the scoring aspect. It will be a defensive battle for sure, and it will be very close, 4 points maybe 5 at the max. But I do think the competitive edge from Forest City will be there with it being on their home court. That is all for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below if you agree with my predictions or if you have predictions of your own. I'm going to go get this edited and get it out to you as soon as possible so you can watch it before game day. Go follow my Instagram at BGGamePreview to never miss an upload and some extra fun bonus content. Now, this is Eisenbarth signing off on BG Game Preview.